$251 billion. That's not a country's GDP, that's one man's net worth. And he's just the tip of the iceberg. We're about to dive into the world of America's 15 richest people, where $1 million is considered pocket change. From private islands to space rockets, these billionaires are living lives that make Hollywood movies look boring. Stick around to see who tops the list and what they're doing with all that cash. Michael Bloomberg, media mogul money. Ever wonder what it's like to have so much money you could lose $1 billion and barely notice? Michael Bloomberg's got the answer, and it involves a whole lot of zeros, a media empire, and a jet that costs more than most people's lifetime earnings. Bloomberg's sitting on a cool $94.5 billion. That's not just rich, that's I could buy a small country rich. But Mike didn't just inherit this cash. Nah, he built it from the ground up, starting with financial software. Now he's got a whole media empire that's got its fingers in everything from news to data. But here's where it gets wild. Bloomberg decided he wanted to be president. So what did he do? He dropped $1 billion on his campaign like it was nothing. That's right, a billion with a B. Most people can't even imagine spending that much money. But for Bloomberg, it was just another Tuesday. Now let's talk about his real estate game. Bloomberg's got a house in London that cost him $26 million. But that ain't even the craziest part. This dude's got 11 homes around the world. 11! Most people struggle to pay rent on one place, and Bloomberg's out here with a dozen cribs scattered across the globe. But wait, there's more. When Bloomberg needs to jet off to one of his many homes, he doesn't exactly fly coach. Nah, he's got a private jet worth $30 million. That's not a plane, that's a flying mansion. Bet it's got more legroom than your entire apartment. And get this, Bloomberg's idea of giving back involves dropping billions on various causes. Yeah, billions. He's pledged a ton of cash to public health and education. It's like he's playing real-life Monopoly, but instead of hotels, he's building schools and hospitals. But don't think Bloomberg's all work and no play. This dude knows how to live it up. When he's not running his media empire or trying to save the world, he's probably chilling in one of his mansions, maybe taking a dip in a pool filled with $100 bills. Okay, maybe not that last part, but with his kind of money, who knows? So yeah, Bloomberg's living large and in charge. He's got more money than some small countries. A media empire that'd make Rupert Murdoch jealous. And enough homes to never sleep in the same bed twice in a month. It's a whole other level of rich. But hold up, because we're just getting started. Speaking of large, wait till you hear about the next guy on our list. We're talking about someone who took the phrase family business and turned it into a multi-billion-dollar empire. This dude's got enough land to make some countries look small, and he's proving that sometimes the family that gets rich together stays rich together. Get ready to meet Jim Walton, because Walmart's about to take on a whole new meaning. Jim Walton, Walmart's wealthiest. Think Walmart's just for bargain hunters? Think again. Jim Walton's sitting on a mountain of cash that'd make most millionaires look like they're shopping in the clearance aisle. This dude's got $68.2 billion in the bank, and he ain't afraid to spend it. Jim's the baby of the Walton family, born with a silver spoon and a Walmart name tag. But don't go thinking he's just riding on daddy's coattails. Nah, this guy's got his own hustle going on. He owns Arvest Bank, which is worth billions all by itself. It's like he took his Walmart allowance and turned it into a whole other fortune. But here's where it gets crazy. Jim's got a ranch in Texas that's bigger than some small towns. We're talking thousands of acres of pure Walton wilderness. It's so big you could probably fit a couple Walmart supercenters in there and still have room for a few dozen distribution centers. And cars? Oh boy, Jim's got a thing for vintage rides. His collection's worth millions, probably more than all the cars in your neighborhood combined. We're talking classic Fords, maybe a few Chevys all polished up and ready to roll. It's like he's got his own private car show going on 24/7. But here's the kicker. While Jim's living it up with his billions, the average Walmart employee's bringing home about $28,000 a year. That's right. In the time it takes a Walmart worker to earn their yearly salary, Jim's probably made enough to buy a small island. Jim's proving that Walmart's save money, live better. Slogan is true, at least for him. He's saving billions and living like a king. But hey, that's what happens when your family name's on every big box store from coast to coast. So next time you're grabbing some bargains at Walmart, just remember, a slice of that cash is heading straight to Jim's pocket, and he's using it to build an empire that makes Walmart look like a corner store. But hold up, because we're about to switch gears. We're going from rollback prices to rocket ships. Up next, we've got a tech genius who's living like he's already in the future. We're talking flying cars, immortality research, and maybe even some space mining. Yeah, you heard that right. Get ready to have your mind blown by Sergey Brin, because Google's co-founder is taking thinking outside the box to a whole new galaxy. Sergey Brin, Google's galactic genius. Forget about living in 2023. Sergey Brin's living in 3023. This guy's got more billions than most countries, and he's using them to turn sci-fi into reality. You think owning a yacht is cool? How about owning a yacht, a fleet of planes, and funding research to live forever? Yeah, Brin's not playing around. He's redefining what it means to be rich. Sergey Brin's got $107 billion in the bank, and he ain't just sitting on it. Nah, this dude's spending it on some wild stuff that'll make your head spin. He co-founded Google, but that was just the start. Now he's all about flying cars and trying to live forever. Yeah, you heard that right. Brin's dumping cash into projects that sound like they're straight out of Star Trek. But get this, flying cars and immortality ain't enough for Brin. He's also got his sights set on space. This guy's funding projects to mine asteroids, like actual rocks floating in space. Most people are happy with a new iPhone, but Brin's out here trying to grab space rocks worth trillions. It's like he's playing real-life Minecraft, but with way higher stakes. Now let's talk about his toys. Brin's got an $80 million super yacht called Dragonfly. This thing's probably got more amenities than your whole neighborhood. We're talking multiple decks, a gym, maybe even a helicopter pad. It's like a floating mansion that can take you anywhere in the world. But Brin ain't just about sea travel. He's got a whole fleet of planes, including a fighter jet. Yeah, a legit fighter jet. Most billionaires are happy with a private jet, but Brin's like, nah, I want something that can break the sound barrier. Imagine showing up to a business meeting in that thing. Talk about making an entrance, and here's where it gets even crazier. There's a rumor going around that Brin's building a secret airship. We're not talking about a blimp here. This is some next-level futuristic air beast that could change how we think about air travel. It's like Brin saw a sci-fi movie and thought, yeah, I can make that happen. So while most of us are trying to figure out how to afford a new car, Brin's out here living like he's in a sci-fi movie. He's got his fingers in so many high-tech pies it's hard to keep track. From Google to space mining to secret airships, Brin's taking think big to a whole new level. But hold up, because we're about to switch gears. We're going from Google's galaxy brain ideas to a guy who's all about the book. And no, we're not talking about libraries. We're diving into the world of a dude who turned poking and liking into a multi-billion-dollar empire. Get ready to see how Mark Zuckerberg's living it up, because Facebook's founder is taking social networking to a whole new level of luxury. Mark Zuckerberg, Facebook's fortune. From dorm room coder to island owner, Mark Zuckerberg's living a life that's half sci-fi, half reality TV. But here's the kicker. He's got a secret hiding spot that costs more than most people's houses. What's he preparing for? Zuck's sitting on a mountain of cash, $106 billion to be exact. That's enough to buy everyone on Earth a fancy dinner and still have change left over. But Zuckerberg ain't just about likes and shares anymore. Nah, this dude's building a whole new world. He's all in on the metaverse, trying to make us live our lives in virtual reality. It's like he watched The Matrix and thought, hey, that looks fun and that. But don't think Zuck's forgotten about the real world. He's living it up big time. Get this, he bought an entire Hawaiian island. Yeah, you heard that right. Most people are happy with a vacation home, but Zuckerberg's like, nah, I want the whole damn island. He dropped $53 million on 600 acres of paradise. It's got a private beach and everything. Dude's basically got his own country at this point. Now let's talk about his Palo Alto crib. It's like something straight out of Iron Man. Zuck's got an AI assistant named Jarvis running the whole place. It's doing everything from controlling the temperature to making toast. Imagine waking up and having a robot voice say, "Good morning, Mark. Your schedule today includes world domination and a 2 p.m. yoga session." But that's nothing compared to his water toys. Zuckerberg's got a super yacht called Ulysses that's worth $150 million. This thing's probably bigger than your whole neighborhood. It's like a floating mansion with all the bells and whistles. Bet it's got its own Facebook server room and everything. Here's where it gets wild. Zuck spent $10 million on a bunker. Yeah, a freaking bunker. It's got advanced security measures and everything. What's he preparing for? Zombie apocalypse, alien invasion, or maybe he just wants a quiet place to scroll through Facebook without getting interrupted. So yeah, Zuckerberg's living between two worlds. In one, he's creating a virtual reality where we all hang out as avatars. In the other, he's chilling on his private island, sailing his mega yacht, and hiding out in his high-tech bunker. It's like he can't decide if he wants to be a tech genius or a James Bond villain. But hold up, because we're about to switch gears. We're going from Facebook's virtual world to the real world of cold, hard cash. Up next, we've got a guy who's so good at investing, he makes Wall Street look like a kid's lemonade stand. Get ready to meet Warren Buffett, because the Oracle of Omaha's about to show us how to be rich and humble at the same time. Well, kinda humble. Warren Buffett, Berkshire's billionaire. Imagine having enough money to buy a small country, but choosing to live like your average Joe. That's Warren Buffett for you. But here's the kicker. He's got one luxury item that's so expensive it'll make your jaw drop. What could make this penny-pinching billionaire splurge? Warren Buffett's sitting on a mountain of cash, $121 billion to be exact. That's enough dough to buy everyone in America a new iPhone and still have billions left over. But you wouldn't know it by looking at him. This dude's known as the Oracle of Omaha, and he's all about making smart money moves. But don't think Buffett's not living large, he's just sneaky about it. Get this, he's still living in the same house he bought way back in 1958. Yeah, you heard that right. While other billionaires are building mansions with gold toilets, Buffett's chilling in a crib he paid $31,500 for. That's less than what most people spend on a car these days. But here's where it gets wild. Buffett might be frugal with his house, but he's got a secret that'll blow your mind. He owns a private jet that's worth a whopping $500 million. It's called the Indefensible. Guess even Buffett knows it's a bit much. This thing's probably got more features than a space shuttle. While the rest of us are fighting for legroom in economy, Buffett's flying high in his own personal sky mansion. Now you might be thinking, what's the point of all that money if you're not going to spend it? Well, Buffett's got an answer for that too. He's pledged to give away 99% of his wealth. Yeah, you read that right. This dude's planning to donate almost all his cash. It's like he's playing a real-life game of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, but in reverse. Buffett's proving that you can be rich and kinda humble at the same time. He's out here eating at McDonald's and drinking Coke like a regular Joe, but then he hops into his $500 million jet to zip off to his next business meeting. It's like he can't decide if he wants to be a billionaire or just your average grandpa. So next time you're feeling bummed about your bank account, just remember, even Warren Buffett's living in a house that probably costs less than your student loans. But he's also got a jet that's worth more than most people will see in 100 lifetimes. Guess that's what they call balance. But hold up, because we're about to switch gears. We're going from Buffett's low-key billions to a guy who's anything but humble. Up next, we've got a dude who's so loud with his cash, you can practically hear his wallet from space. Get ready to meet Steve Ballmer, because Microsoft's Mad Baller is about to show us how to spend money like it's going out of style. Steve Ballmer, Microsoft's Mad Baller. Ever wonder what happens when a tech geek hits the jackpot? Steve Ballmer's about to show us. This guy turned computer code into cold hard cash, and now he's spending it like he's trying to break the bank. How crazy can one billionaire get? Ballmer's sitting on a mountain of money. We're talking $112 billion. That's enough to buy everyone in America a brand new car and still have billions left over. But Ballmer ain't about saving. Nah, this dude's all about making it rain. So what's he do with all that cash? For starters, he bought the LA Clippers for a cool $2 billion. Yeah, you heard that right. Most people dream of owning a house, but Ballmer's out here buying whole NBA teams, and he ain't just watching from the sidelines. This guy gets so hyped at games, you'd think he was playing. He's jumping, screaming, high-fiving fans. It's like he's trying to get his money's worth by burning calories. But basketball's just the start. Ballmer's got a yacht that'll make your jaw drop. We're talking $100 million worth of floating luxury. And get this, it's got its own basketball court. Because why should he stop balling just because he's at sea? This thing's probably bigger than most people's neighborhoods. It's like he took a mansion, slapped some engines on it, and said, let's take this party to the ocean. Now let's talk about his crib. Ballmer's got a mansion in Washington that's basically a theme park. It's got a trampoline room. Yeah, a whole room just for bouncing. Most people are happy with a comfy couch, but Ballmer's like, nah, I want to touch the ceiling when I'm chilling at home. And that's not all. He's also got an indoor pool. Because why swim outside when you can make it rain indoors? But here's the kicker. Ballmer ain't just spending on himself. He's dropped millions on philanthropy too. It's like he's trying to prove you can party hard and do good at the same time. He's funding education initiatives, healthcare programs, you name it. It's like he looked at his bank account and thought, yeah, I could buy another yacht. Or I could help a bunch of people. And then he decided to do both. So yeah, Ballmer's living loud and loving every minute of it. He's got more money than he knows what to do with, and he's trying to do it all. From owning NBA teams to building floating basketball courts to bouncing around his mansion, this dude's living a life that's part billionaire, part big kid. But hold up, because we're about to switch gears. We're going from Ballmer's non-stop party to a guy who's playing the long game. Up next, we've got a dude who's not just rich, he's got his own island. And not just any island. We're talking about 98% of a Hawaiian paradise. Get ready to meet Larry Ellison, because Oracle's island owner is about to show us what it really means to live like a modern-day king. Larry Ellison, Oracle's island owner. Imagine having so much money you could buy 98% of a Hawaiian island and still have billions left over. That's Larry Ellison's reality. But here's the kicker. He didn't stop at just one island. How far can one man's luxury obsession go? Larry Ellison's sitting on a mountain of cash, $158 billion to be exact. That's enough dough to buy everyone in America a fancy dinner and still have billions left over. But Ellison ain't about fancy dinners. Nah, this dude's all about living large on his own private paradise. So what's he do with all that cash? For starters, he bought 98% of Lanai, a Hawaiian island. Yeah, you heard that right. Most people dream of owning a beach house, but Ellison's out here buying whole islands. And he ain't just letting it sit there, he's turning it into a luxury resort destination. It's like he looked at Hawaii and thought, nice, but could use more Larry. But one island ain't enough for our boy Larry. He's got properties all over the world. Dude spent $70 million just on houses in Malibu. That's more than most people will make in their entire lives, and Ellison's dropping it on beach views. It's like he's playing real-life Monopoly, but instead of little green houses, he's buying mansions. Now let's talk about his water toys. Ellison's got a yacht that'll make your jaw drop. We're talking $200 million worth of floating luxury. This thing's basically a mansion on water. It's probably got more rooms than your whole apartment building. While the rest of us are happy with a pool float, Ellison's sailing around in a hotel. But Ellison ain't just about big toys. He's got a thing for fast ones too. His collection of exotic cars is worth millions. We're talking Ferraris, Lamborghinis, maybe even some cars you've never heard of. It's like he looked at a car magazine and said, I'll take one of each. And get this, Ellison's not just spending his cash, he's trying to change the world. He's got plans to make Lanai all eco-friendly and sustainable. It's like he's trying to create his own little utopia. Most billionaires are happy with a mansion, but Ellison's out here trying to build the future. So, yeah, Larry Ellison's living like a modern-day monarch. He's got his own island, a fleet of mansions, a yacht that's basically a city, and enough cars to make Fast and Furious jealous. It's like he looked at the world and thought, how can I own as much of this as possible? But hold up, because we're about to switch gears. We're going from Ellison's island paradise to a guy who's all about saving the world while living in a smart mansion. Up next, we've got a dude who's trying to cure diseases and colonize Mars, all while chilling in a house that's smarter than most people. Get ready to meet Bill Gates, cause Microsoft's Mansion Man is about to show us how to ball while trying to save humanity. Bill Gates, Microsoft's Mansion Man. Imagine a house so smart it makes your Alexa look like a potato with wires. That's Bill Gates' crib, and it's worth more than most of us will see in 10 lifetimes. This Microsoft mogul's got $118 billion in the bank, and he's using it to save the world and build the craziest mansion you've ever seen. Gates started out as the tech nerd who made Windows, but now he's all about fighting diseases and prepping for the next pandemic. But don't think he's living like a monk. Nah, this dude dropped $63 million on a house that's basically its own smart city. It's got sensors that change the art on the walls based on who's in the room. Like the house knows who you are and what you like. Creepy or cool. You decide. But that's nothing compared to the inside of this place. Gates Mansion's got a trampoline room. Yeah, a whole room just for bouncing. Most folks are happy with a comfy couch, but Gates is like, nah, I want to touch the ceiling when I'm chilling at home. And get this, the place has 24 bathrooms. That's more toilets than some small towns have. Guess when you're worth billions, you never have to wait in line to pee. Now let's talk about how Gates gets around. He ain't flying coach, that's for sure. This dude's got a private jet collection worth $40 million. That's not a plane, that's a flying mansion. Bet it's got more legroom than your entire apartment. While we're out here trying to fit our carry-on in the overhead bin, Gates is probably taking a bubble bath at 30,000 feet. But here's where it gets wild. Gates spent $30 million on a notebook. Not a fancy computer, an actual paper notebook. But this ain't just any notebook. It's Leonardo da Vinci's Codex Leicester. Yeah, Gates owns da Vinci's personal scribbles. Most of us can't even afford a new iPhone, and this guy's buying 500-year-old notebooks for fun. Gates is proving you can try to save the world and still live like a king. He's out here funding vaccines and fighting poverty, but he's doing it from a mansion that's smarter than most people. It's like he looked at the world and thought, yeah, I can fix this. But first, let me build a house with a trampoline room. So next time you're feeling fancy because you got a smart thermostat, just remember, Bill Gates' house probably knows what you're going to think before you think it. And it's got 23 more bathrooms than you do. But hold up, cuz we're about to switch gears. We're going from Gates' smart mansion to a guy who's taking over the internet, one package at a time. Up next, we've got a dude who started selling books out of his garage and ended up with his own space program. Get ready to meet Jeff Bezos, cuz Amazon's space cowboy is about to show us what it's like to have buying a rocket money. Jeff Bezos, Amazon's space cowboy. From books in a garage to boats that'll blow your mind, Bezos has come a long way. This dude's sitting on $161 billion and he's not afraid to spend it. He started Amazon selling books, but now he's writing checks that'd make your head spin. We're talking mansions, yachts, and a clock that's going to outlive us all. Bezos dropped $165 million on a mansion in Beverly Hills. That's not a house, that's a small town. While we're out here struggling to pay rent, Bezos is buying cribs that cost more than some countries' GDPs. But that's just the start of his crazy spending. You think your neighbor's boat is nice? Bezos laughs at your neighbor's boat. He's got a super yacht worth $500 million. But here's the kicker. It's so big it needs its own support yacht. Yeah, you heard that right. His boat has a boat. It's like he saw a regular yacht and thought, nah, not big enough. Let's supersize it. But Bezos ain't just about fancy houses and big boats. He's got his eyes on the stars, literally. This guy's trying to colonize space. While we're planning our next vacation, Bezos is planning how to get humans living on other planets. It's like he watched Star Wars and thought, I can make that happen. Now let's talk about Bezos' weird obsession with time. He spent $42 million on a 10,000-year clock built inside a mountain. Most people are happy with a watch, but Bezos wants to keep time for the next 100 centuries. It's like he's preparing for the year 12023. Maybe he knows something we don't. But wait, there's more. Bezos spent $250 million to buy the Washington Post, just because he felt like it. Most of us can't even afford a newspaper subscription, and this guy's out here buying the whole damn paper. It's like he woke up one day and thought, you know what I need? My own newspaper. So yeah, Bezos is living large on Earth while reaching for the stars. He's got mansions that make palaces look like shacks, boats that make cruise ships look like rubber duckies, and a clock that'll still be ticking when we're all long gone. Plus, he's trying to get us all to Mars. It's like he's playing real-life Monopoly, but with planets instead of properties. But hold up, because we're about to switch gears. We're going from Amazon's space cowboy to a guy who's all about the gram. Up next, we've got a dude who turned poking and liking into a multi-billion-dollar empire, and now he's building a whole new world. Get ready to see how Mark Zuckerberg's living it up, because Facebook's founder is taking social networking to a whole new level of luxury. Mark Zuckerberg, Facebook's virtual visionary. You thought Facebook was just for sharing memes and stalking your ex. Think again. Zuckerberg's turned those likes into a $106 billion fortune, and now he's building a whole new reality. But here's the crazy part. His real life might be even wilder than the virtual one he's creating. Zuck's not just about Facebook anymore. He's all in on the metaverse, trying to make us live our lives in virtual reality. It's like he watched The Matrix and thought, hey, that looks fun. He's dumping billions into this digital world where we'll all hang out as avatars. But don't worry, Zuckerberg ain't forgetting about the real world. While he's busy building digital castles, Zuck's living it up in some pretty sweet digs. He's got a $7 million home in Palo Alto that's like something out of a sci-fi movie. This place has got an AI butler named Jarvis that runs the whole show. It's doing everything from controlling the temperature to making toast. Imagine waking up and having a robot voice say, "Good morning, Mark. Your schedule today includes world domination and a 2 p.m. yoga session." But that's nothing compared to his Hawaiian getaway. Zuckerberg dropped $53 million on 600 acres of paradise. That's right, 600 acres. Most people are happy with a vacation home, but Zuck's like, nah, I want the whole damn island. It's got a private beach and everything. Dude's basically got his own country at this point. And get this, when Zuck's not busy creating virtual worlds or chilling on his private beach, he's catching waves on a surfboard that costs more than most people's cars. He's got a custom-made surfboard with a hydrofoil that set him back $12,000. That's not a typo. $12,000 for a surfboard. While we're out here trying to afford a beach umbrella, Zuck's riding waves on a board that probably has more tech in it than your smartphone. So, yeah, Zuckerberg's living between two worlds, and both of them are insanely luxurious. In one, he's creating a virtual reality where we all hang out as avatars. In the other, he's chilling in his high-tech mansion, surfing on his super expensive board, and playing king of his own Hawaiian paradise. It's like he can't decide if he wants to be a tech genius or a beach bum billionaire, so he's doing both. But hold up, because we're about to switch gears. We're going from Zuck's virtual world to a guy who's making electric cars look cooler than a Tesla at a tech convention. Up next, we've got a dude who's not just dreaming about the future. He's building it one battery at a time. Get ready to meet the man who's making going green look like a luxury sport. Trust me, you ain't seen nothing yet. Larry Page, Google's sky-high spender. Forget about self-driving cars, how about self-flying planes? Larry Page is taking luxury to new heights, and I'm not just talking about his $40 million Boeing. This Google co-founder's spending habits are so out there, they make Zuckerberg look like he's living in the Stone Age. Larry Page is sitting on a mountain of cash, $114 billion to be exact. That's enough dough to buy everyone in America a fancy dinner and still have billions left over. But Page ain't about fancy dinners. Nah, this dude's all about living the high life, literally. Page co-founded Google, but that was just the start. Now he's pouring cash into flying cars and trying to extend human life. It's like he looked at sci-fi movies and thought, I can make that happen. While we're out here trying to afford a new phone, Page is building tech that'll make phones look like old-school calculators. But don't think Page is all about the future. He loves some old-school luxury too. This guy's got a super yacht called Senses that's worth $45 million. That ain't a boat, that's a floating mansion. It's probably got more rooms than your whole apartment building. While we're saving up for a weekend at the beach, Page is cruising around the world in style. And that's nothing compared to his private island getaway. Page dropped $7.2 million on a home in the British Virgin Islands. Most people dream of a beach vacation, but Page bought the whole damn beach. It's like he looked at a travel brochure and said, I'll take that island. But here's where it gets wild. Page has got a private jet that'll make your jaw drop. We're talking about a $40 million Boeing 767-200. That's not a plane, that's a flying hotel. It's probably got more legroom than your entire house. While we're out here fighting for the armresting coach, Page is probably taking a bubble bath at 30,000 feet. So yeah, Larry Page is proving that tech geniuses know how to party. He's got his head in the clouds with flying cars and immortality research, but his feet are planted firmly on the decks of super yachts and private islands. It's like he's trying to live in the future and the lap of luxury at the same time. But hold up, because we're about to switch gears. We're going from Google's sky-high spender to the richest man in the world for real. Up next, we've got a dude who's got so much cash he makes Page look like he's on a budget. Get ready to have your mind blown by some serious money moves. Warren Buffett, Omaha's Oracle of Opulence. You thought Warren Buffett was just some old dude eating at McDonald's. Think again. The Oracle of Omaha's back with $121 billion, and he's living large in his own sneaky way. Yeah, he's still in that old house he bought for pocket change back in the day, but don't let that fool you. Buffett's got some spending habits that'll make your jaw drop. Let's talk about his beach house. While most of us are happy with a sandcastle, Buffett's got a $6.7 million pad in Laguna Beach. That's right, the guy who's known for being frugal is chilling in a multi-million-dollar beach house. It's like he looked at the ocean and thought, yeah, I'll take that view. But that's nothing compared to his flying habits. Buffett ain't just flying first class, he's got his own jet company. NetJets is worth billions and it's all his. While we're out here trying to find the best deal on Spirit Airlines, Buffett's got a whole fleet of private jets at his disposal. It's like he saw a plane and thought, why buy one when I can buy them all? Now here's where it gets wild. Remember that little financial crisis back in 2008? While everyone else was panicking, Buffett dropped $5 billion to save Goldman Sachs. That's right, $5 billion. Most of us can't even imagine that kind of money, but for Buffett, it was just another day at the office. He saw one of the biggest banks in trouble and was like, I got this. But don't think Buffett's all about the bling. He's still rocking that flip phone and eating at McDonald's like it's nobody's business. It's like he's got two personalities. One that's all about saving every penny and another that's dropping billions like it's nothing. So yeah, Warren Buffett's proving you can be rich and smart about it at the same time. He's out here eating Big Macs while owning a beach mansion and a jet company. It's like he's playing a game of how to be a billionaire and winning at every turn. But hold up, because we're about to switch gears. We're going from Buffett's sneaky spending to a guy who's not afraid to show off his cash. Up next, we've got a dude who's trying to save the world and colonize Mars at the same time. Get ready to see how Elon Musk is living it up, because Tesla's Titan is about to make Buffett look like he's living in the Stone Age. Elon Musk, Tesla's Titan of tech. Ever wonder what it's like to live like you're from the year 3000? Elon Musk is doing just that with a fortune that's out of this world. But it's not just about the money. This dude's got some purchases that'll make your head spin. Musk is sitting on a mountain of cash, $251 billion to be exact. That's enough to buy everyone on Earth a Tesla and still have billions left over. But Musk ain't just about electric cars. Nah, this guy's got his fingers in all sorts of futuristic pies. First up, there's Tesla. Musk turned electric cars from dorky to cool faster than you can say zero emissions. But that's nothing compared to SpaceX. While we're out here planning our next road trip, Musk is planning trips to Mars. It's like he looked at Earth and thought, nah, not enough space, let's go to space. But Musk ain't all work and no play. This dude knows how to spend his billions. He's got a private jet collection worth $70 million. That's not a typo. $70 million on planes. While we're out here trying to afford a plane ticket, Musk is buying the whole damn fleet. And get this, Musk bought Gene Wilder's old house for $6.75 million, but he didn't just buy it to live in it. Nah, he bought it to preserve it. It's like he saw Willy Wonka's house and thought, I'll take that and keep it exactly the same. Most people buy houses to change them, but Musk's out here buying houses to keep them frozen in time. But that's nothing compared to his latest project. Musk's building a secret tunnel system under Las Vegas. Yeah, you heard that right. A secret tunnel system. While we're stuck in traffic, Musk's gonna be zooming under the city in his own private tunnels. It's like he looked at a map of Vegas and thought, you know what this needs? Some Batcave-style secret passages? And let's not forget about Neuralink. Musk's trying to put chips in our brains. It's like he watched The Matrix and thought, I can make that happen. While we're out here trying to remember our passwords, Musk is working on tech that'll let us download knowledge straight to our brains. So yeah, Elon Musk is living proof that reality can be wilder than sci-fi. He's got cars that drive themselves, rockets that land themselves, and soon he might have chips that think for themselves. It's like he's playing a game of how to be a real-life Tony Stark and winning at every turn. But hold up, because we're about to hit the top of our list. We've seen some crazy wealth, but you ain't seen nothing yet. Up next, we've got the richest of the rich, the cream of the crop, the billionaire to end all billionaires. Get ready, because this last one's gonna blow your mind.